Good afternoon. Welcome to Oklahoma City University's 2019 Graduate Commencement Celebration. Without further ado, let's begin the celebration. We present the class of 2019. the faculty, administrators, and trustees of Oklahoma City University. Please rise for the national anthem and remain standing for the invocation. Our national anthem will be led by Lindsay Marie Boyer, who is receiving her Master of Music today from the Wanda Bass School of Music. You will find the words to the national anthem on page 35 of your program.
Say, can you see by the dawn's
This afternoon's invocation is led by Neil Carter Tate, who will be receiving his Master of Arts today from the Petrie College of Arts and Sciences.
Let us pray. Gracious God, we come to you today full of excitement and gratitude. We're so grateful for our friends and family near and far who have supported us on this journey. But we know that for many of us, the challenge may just be beginning. God, we ask for your guidance and peace as we embark on this next chapter. Some of us will begin looking for new jobs, new places to call home, new people to call friends. It's an exciting time in our lives, and we pray for your presence today and every day to make our paths straight. We also thank you for OCU and its students, faculty, and staff who have had such an impact on our lives through furthering our education. Not only did we learn more about our academic fields, we also learned about the kind of people we want to be. Our professors led by example and inspired us to be the very best, and for that we're thankful. God, thank you for being here today and every day. Amen.
You may be seated. The President of Oklahoma City University, Martha Berger.
Good afternoon. Oklahoma City University is so pleased that you are here. Parents, family members, friends, and loyal supporters of our accomplished graduates, welcome. Before we begin, Oklahoma City University would like to acknowledge that we gather on land indigenous to the Osage, Caddo, Kiowa, Comanche, and Wichita tribal nations, and that lands extending throughout the state were originally inhabited by many tribes, including those that were forcibly relocated to Indian Territory under federal policy. We acknowledge that the 39 sovereign tribal nations inhabiting what is now Oklahoma originate from all four corners of the North American continent, and that indigenousness is hemispheric in scope. We honor the land and the people who have stewarded it since time immemorial, and we commit to continuing to learn how to be better stewards of the land we inhabit for future generations. I want to extend a special welcome to the trustees of Oklahoma City University, the generous philanthropists who all donate time and resources. Please stand for recognition. We are all very excited to celebrate with each student graduating today. We would also like to honor our military veterans. You will notice that our graduates that are military veterans are wearing red, white, and blue military veteran cords in recognition of their service to our country. At this time, I would like everyone, graduates and those in the audience who are active service members or who are veterans, to please stand so that we may thank you for your service. Thank you. We are extremely proud of the Oklahoma City University faculty who have distinguished themselves over this past year. The highest faculty honor presented by the university is the Outstanding Faculty Award. After a series of meetings, a committee of past award recipients select the outstanding faculty member from student, faculty, and staff nominations. It has become an OCU tradition to have the recipient of the university's Outstanding Faculty Award address the graduates at this commencement exercise. Today, we are pleased to have Shannon Raisler here with us to deliver the commencement address. Shannon Raisler is the Robert S. Kerr Jr. Professor of Natural Resources and Environmental Law at the Oklahoma City University School of Law, where she teaches environmental law, legislation, property, land use, and torts. Professor Raisler's scholarship focuses on issues of environmental justice, environmental governance, climate change litigation, and science communication and the law. Her work has appeared in edited volumes and leading law journals, such as the Georgetown Law Journal, the Washington Law Review, and the UC Davis Law Review. She is also a board member of the Environmental Law Collaborative, a group of environmental law scholars from across the country who work collaboratively on legal and institutional solutions to environmental problems. Prior to joining the faculty at Oklahoma City University's School of Law in 2008, Professor Raisler served as a law clerk to the Honorable Dinell Reese Tacha on the United States Court of Appeals for the 10th Circuit. She was also a staff attorney and teaching fellow in the International Women's Human Rights Clinic at Georgetown University Law Center and a visiting faculty member at the University of Kansas School of Law. Please join me in welcoming this year's Outstanding Faculty Award recipient, Shannon Raisler.
Good afternoon, trustees, President Berger, faculty, staff, guests, soon-to-be graduates. I am truly honored to have this opportunity to speak to you today. And I want to begin by saying congratulations, job well done. I also want to thank and acknowledge my family who are here with me today. It means a lot to share this with them. Many years ago, in my first year of law school, a friend of mine gave me the classic children's book, Harold and the Purple Crayon by Crockett Johnson. The book begins, one evening after thinking it over for some time, Harold decided to go for a walk in the moonlight. Harold, who is maybe 4 years old, then realizes that he needs a moon to walk in the moonlight. So he draws one with his purple crayon and sets off on an adventure entirely of his own making. With his purple crayon, Harold crosses a field and a forest, encounters a very frightening dragon, sails over an ocean, and climbs a mountain. He struggles a little when he decides to return home, but eventually remembers where his bedroom window is, right around the moon. Using his purple crayon, he draws a window around the moon, then draws his bed, and draws up the covers. I don't think I fully appreciated that story or why my friend gave it to me at the time. I was at the beginning of my graduate education in law. I was focused on filling my brain with legal rules and doctrine, the knowledge I would need to further my long-term goals. Looking back, I think my friend wanted to remind me to use the part of my brain that requires a purple crayon. That is, to use my imagination. And in the few minutes I have with you, I'd like to encourage you to remember this lesson as well. More specifically, I want to suggest that to be transformative in your relationships, in your profession, in your communities, requires imagination. My conviction that imagination is important is hardly novel. Albert Einstein's statement that imagination is more important than knowledge is well known. I am not going to commit to whether imagination is more important, I want to suggest simply that knowledge without imagination is not transformative. Knowledge without imagination is what generates responses like, we're doing it this way because we've always done it this way. It is good at respecting tradition and the status quo, but less effective on its own in solving problems and inspiring change. My own discipline, the law, has a status quo default rule. We call it the principle of stare decisis, meaning to stand by things decided. It is intended to curb innovation on the part of judges in order to ensure that the law is fair, stable, and predictable, essential values in a society that depends on the rule of law. But the law has also served to normalize and institutionalize abhorrent practices such as slavery and widespread inequalities throughout our society. People had to and have to persist in imagining a different reality in order for things to change. Indeed, imagining is at the core of Martin Luther King Jr.'s I Have a Dream speech, when he said, "I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character, He was calling his audience to envision a world not known to them, not yet real, and one we are still imagining even today. If you think about it, it is quite remarkable that we can actually picture things in our mind that don't exist, that are not part of our experience and therefore our knowledge base. In fact, new research in neuroscience has shown that imagination is hard work for the brain. While we once thought imagination was located in the right half of the brain, research now shows that the whole brain is engaged in picturing something that you have never seen before. To demonstrate this for just a minute, if you'll humor me, imagine a hippopotamus holding a flower, riding a skateboard. You have it? The picture in your mind is the creation of a mental process that engages a network of circuits in different regions of the brain. You just used a lot of brain power to imagine that hippo on a skateboard. Of course, children know best how to engage the imagination. The worlds my 8-year-old can create simply with sticks, virtually limitless. And my 6-year-old daughter can imagine even blades of grass engaging in meaningful conversation. Unfortunately, as adults, we often think of imagination as the province of childhood, as something to be controlled as we grow older and acquire experience, knowledge, and analytical thinking. But imagination is central to the human experience. Psychologists have begun to explore the idea that pretend play helps develop a child's ability to understand that others have thoughts and feelings. If this is true, it would mean that imagination is a critical component, not just in creative thinking, but also in understanding how others think and feel. In other words, in our ability to picture things from others' perspectives and to exercise our capacity for empathy. The philosopher Martha Nussbaum has called this capacity to see from others' perspectives the imagination of humanness. I like that phrase. We need to be able to imagine the humanity, the vulnerability of others to solve both everyday problems and the challenges that confront our world. An imagination of humanness is a challenging concept, to be sure, because it asks us to reject our tendency to retreat to our own social groups and political corners, to imagine the point of view of people outside of our inner circles and lived experiences. I must admit that I personally have much invested in the unique human capacity to imagine. I teach and write in the field of environmental law. We are living in a time of unprecedented environmental disruption. The operating systems upon which human life depends are in jeopardy. Climate change will require our most imaginative, adaptive thinking yet. As coastal cities face sea level rise, oceans acidify, and longer, hotter summers become the new normal in regions like ours. These problems seem overwhelming. Not surprisingly, students sometimes tell me that though they've learned a lot from taking environmental law, they are now less optimistic and perhaps even a little disillusioned. After all, the knowledge they acquired does nothing on its own to inspire action. But this is where imagination, I think, must take hold. I'll illustrate how that might happen in the environmental context with a story. It's a story about Baltimore's garbage and one man's innovative step toward a solution. Baltimore's landfill is at 90% capacity, and its waste incinerators are facing stricter air pollution controls. Where will Baltimore put its 1.2 million tons of garbage that it produces each year? It seems like an impossible problem to solve, but Marvin Hayes did not let that deter him. Marvin runs the Baltimore Compost Collective. He hopes his composting campaign, Learn So You Don't Have to Burn, will take hold and grow. His operation is a drop in the bucket now. The 7 tons that it composts each year equals just 1 truckload of garbage. But Marvin estimates that up to half the city's trash can be composted. He is motivated by a picture of what Baltimore might be. Composting on this scale will, of course, take patience and perseverance, two virtues that are necessary ingredients if what we imagine is to become reality. Remember, imagination is hard work. For example, Pablo Picasso produced dozens of sketches as part of the creative process resulting in the famous anti-war painting Guernica. He understood the hard work of imagination, reportedly saying that I am always doing that which I cannot do in order that I might learn how to do it. To be sure, sometimes the implementation of the imagined seems impossible. But the problems I think about, the warming of the planet and the destruction of our critical resources, carry potential consequences too big to declare them impossible to solve. We must imagine worlds that are not real to us now. And then we need to have the courage to transform our reality by taking steps toward what seems impossible. These steps are truly heroic acts. In writing about a heroic act, one of my favorite poets, Emily Dickinson, described the role of imagination. I'd like to end with her short poem. The gleam of an heroic act, such strange illumination, the possible's slow fuse is lit by the imagination. My hope for you is that the spark of imagination takes hold, and combined with your newfound knowledge, you can picture worlds not yet real and ignite possibilities. And to do that, you'll need your purple crayon. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have asked Alonzo Lopez to address this year's graduating class. Alonzo Jordan Lopez is a native of Phoenix, Arizona. He graduated from Northern Arizona University with a bachelor's degree in vocal performance in 2009. After graduation, he moved to Phoenix, where he held a corporate position at a locally owned company. But Alonzo could not ignore his dream of pursuing a career in singing. His private voice lessons eventually led him to a summer opera training program in Taos, New Mexico. He met the love of his life there and made the wild choice to move to Oklahoma City in the span of 1 month. In the last 3 years, he received a Master of Arts in Nonprofit Leadership. His love of singing continued to grow, and he is now about to receive his second Master's in Opera Performance, all at Oklahoma City University. In the fall, Alonzo plans to move to Seattle with his partner to work towards finding new opportunities in singing and as an arts administrator. Please welcome Alonzo Lopez. You've got this.
Good afternoon. President Berger, Provost Buchanan, faculty and staff, Board of Trustees, friends and family, and my fellow graduates, it is with great pleasure that I stand here before you today to deliver the student address. Imagine that you're swimming in a river. As you swim, the strength of the current pulls you along to the vast ocean. What if you forgot how to swim? Inevitably, the great deluge would submerge you and paralyze you in place. The knowledge of swimming is something that many of us might take for granted. Let's say that the river represents the path towards our goals. The unpredictability of life can sometimes be just as uncompromising as the river if you don't know how to swim. And each time the weight of our failure has overwhelmed us, we have to make the conscious decision to somehow find the power to rise above the great pressure of the abyss and breathe again. In life, there are moments like this. they reveal to us just how connected we are to our inner voice. Because, you see, change is necessary for us to grow as people. Ultimately, that is what success is to me, evolving as a person. We yield extraordinary power with our voice. It is the acoustic product of our minds and our hearts. It is real. It captivates our senses. The little voice inside of us is an abstract fixture. It connotes the makeup of our formative years when we learned about the things that are important in life. Evidently, that voice inside of us has been grafted with a specific cultural understanding. Typically, that is what regulates the rhythm of our impulses. I believe that a danger lies in allowing the mandates of society to become a barrier to our deeper selves. In our mission to gain knowledge, find love, have kids, help people, make art, make money, find our dream jobs, we must also pursue balance in the cultivation of a healthy relationship with ourselves. We must be deliberate in the sacrifices that we choose to incur for the betterment of ourselves. And we must trust that one day it will be evident that the people around us who are affected by those sacrifices are better for it too. The crusade towards attaining our dreams is never without sacrifice. The answer to reaching the light of triumph we have set our gaze upon lies in the embodiment of our self-identity. We have the potential to share our unique gifts with the world, and many times it becomes apparent that our potential is used for the benefit of a culture that relies on diversity to thrive. If the capacity of our free will and convictions contributes to the everlasting embodiment and enrichment of such a thing as culture, then by the same token, that capacity can galvanize our own internal determination to fight for ourselves in the pursuit of happiness. As a vocal performance student at the Wanda L. Bass School of Music, I have come to discover that singing and making music has to do with the quality of art that comes from within me. We can be given all the tools to draw this out of us. However, looking within is a very vulnerable feeling. I have been the most successful at this when I interpret the music and the words that I sing through the filter of my experiences and my identity. But I am also painstakingly aware that without accessing this vulnerable place, the result can be the starvation of my soul. In the search for progress, love is vital. As a 5-year-old boy, coloring was probably one of the greatest joys of my life. With each coloring assignment, I went into it eagerly, excited for the possibilities of how that picture would look after my imagination had taken a hold of it. So when my teacher scolded me for coloring a stop sign in rainbow colors, he robbed me of my creativity and by extension my voice. He called me stupid and he humiliated me in front of the class. He asked my fellow classmates to show me their red stop signs. As a 5-year-old boy, that lesson taught me that if I wanted to achieve success, then I had to suffocate that voice within me. As I grew, I became accustomed to allowing the world to tell me who I had to be. I had to ask permission to color. My world was black and white. This is about the instinctive creativity that lies within each one of us. We all are capable of creativity, and not just in the artistic way. That creativity that I'm talking about can be labeled rightly as the beacon of our true essence. If we fail to love what we have to offer and go for the opportunities that will nourish those qualities within us, we might as well forget how to swim. If we are compliant to the attitudes that would stifle the instinctive memory of our truest identities, then fear will conquer us. What I have learned from my time here at Oklahoma City University is how to be connected to myself. It's one thing to know that the inner compass is in there. It's another thing to follow it. The goal I didn't realize that I had was to answer the voice within me that was telling me to take risks, to make changes, to color that stop sign in rainbow colors. My one true accomplishment over the last few years is adopting a habit of change and listening to myself. Certain requirements still exist, like you have to work hard and you have to learn about the thing that you want to do. But the process to achieving success is different for everyone. We have to be careful with adopting the habit of relying on social media likes to feel good. We have to rise above the likes and explore unknown possibilities in pursuit of opportunities and happiness. We have to express what we want by our own volition. As we all continue on in this life, we have to remind ourselves to take ourselves back from the world. Albert Einstein said, "Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value." I would interpret value to be that individual and entirely singular feature that makes us who we are. The steps we take to realizing our goals are guided by our choices, and those choices are guided by our self-worth. The impermanence of life suggests two things. Number one, mortality is inevitable. And number two, we must seek to take advantage of the awesome potential in the unknown aspects of the future, unfettering our voices by allowing the love and beauty of our individual colors to guide us in life will reveal the answer, even in the most difficult situations. My friends, please be resolute in the choices you make. And my message to you, fellow graduates, is to let the colors within you surge forth towards your ideal life, like the mighty river that always finds its way to open water. Thank you.
We are now ready to confer the degrees. Will the candidates for the master's degrees please stand? President Berger, on behalf of the faculty of Oklahoma City University, it is my privilege to present the 2019 candidates for master's degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Oklahoma City University, and upon the recommendation of the university faculty, I confer upon you the master's degree with all the honors and privileges that pertain thereto.
Thank you, President Berger. Graduates, you may be seated. Will the candidates for the doctoral degrees please stand? President Berger, on behalf of the faculty of the Oklahoma City University, it is my privilege to present the 2019 candidates for doctoral degrees.
By the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees of Oklahoma City University, and upon the recommendation of the faculty, I confer upon you the doctoral degree with all the honors and privileges that pertain thereto.
Thank you, President Berger. Graduates, you may be seated. Please join me in congratulating the newest Oklahoma City University alumni. Graduates, you will be directed to the stage by the faculty marshals.
The names of our graduating students will be announced by the Reverend Dr. Mark Davies.
As you cross the stage today, after receiving your diploma and shaking hands with President Berger, we invite you to seal your covenant with Oklahoma City University by placing your hand on the gold star located on your right as you exit the stage. The original gold star stands as a point of honor atop the Gold Star Memorial Building, constructed in 1954 for the Oklahoma Methodists who were killed in service to their country. We invite you to celebrate this tradition at Oklahoma City University. Dean Cataldi and Associate Dean Helen Godin will hood the candidates for the master's degrees from the Petrie College of Arts and Sciences. The following graduates are receiving their Master of Arts degrees from the Petrie College of Arts and Sciences. Ryan Alley. Patricia Biera. Yang Tsao. Mendy DeLone. Tsing Fan. Derek McElroy. T. Shannon McKenrick. Neil Carter Tate, Jr. Alejandra Villar. Clarissa Watkins. Michaela Elaine Carter. Jeremy Engel. Justin Hansen. Kipkoris Oscar. Youngju Lee. Yoonji Park. Ashley Janelle Roan. Mael Cherry. Jenny Ron. The following graduates are receiving their Master of Education degrees from the Petrie College of Arts and Sciences. Lam Ka Yi. Chang Feng Chu. Shui Wing Yi. Lao Hong Sen. Laura Renee Borkenhagen. Alicia Marie Clark. Tiana Bollinger. Vanessa Evangelina Unaya. Michelle Eileen Butts. Abigail Craighead. Morgan Curry. Robin Amber Goggs. Charlie Petty. Lindsay Ritchie. Mita Shaw. Shayla Winrow. Joshua LaFawn Wolf. The following graduates are receiving their Master of Science degrees from the Petrie College of Arts and Sciences. Xixing Chen. Jennifer Comedica. Aditya Ragoji. Dean Lois Salmeron and Associate Dean Linda Cook will hood the candidates for master's degrees from the Kramer School of Nursing. The following graduates are receiving their Master of Science in Nursing degrees from the Kramer School of Nursing. Shannon Elizabeth Atterbury. Michelle Bradshaw. Jasmine Kirkwood. Tracy Davis. Tiffany Hedrick. Morticia Hurley. Priyanka Niglam. Dean Lois Salmeron and Associate Dean Linda Cook will hood the candidates for doctoral degrees from the Kramer School of Nursing. The following graduates are receiving their Doctor of Nursing practice degrees from the Kramer School of Nursing. Rebecca Bruce. Lainey Combs. Taylor Compton. Catherine Cooper. Jeanette Cruz. Latasha Day. Jennifer Langtree Edwards. Allison Foster. Lacey Gibbon. Wanda Hargis. Carol James. Madeline Kiernan Lord. Carly Morissette. Bernard Chegi Mwaurua. Miriam Naala. Beatrice Ogunrimi. Benita Phillip. Annalisa Zumwalt. The following graduates are receiving their Doctor of Philosophy degrees from the Kramer School of Nursing. Bastun Ahmed. Iman Al-Salman. Crystal Jo Westmoreland. Angela Willis. Becky Yarger. Mark Britton, Assistant to the Provost for Health Professions Programs, will hood the candidates for master's degrees from the Physician Assistant Program. The following graduates are receiving their Master of Physician Assistant Studies degrees from the Physician Assistant Program. Lauren Aduttle. Hala Akari. Caitlin Taylor Bant. Allison Barton. Abby Bays. Ron Brown. Nathan Christopher Douglas Brown. Allison Burns. Lindsay Dolan. Lauren Dobb. Ashley Erickson. J.C. Fleming. Jordan Gooch. Brad Goolsby. Sophia Hackney. Taylor Henry. Kathy Huen. Sakba Khan. Travis Lockwood. Ani Lankul. Lindsay Love. Mariah Melton. Amy Wen. Shelby Nicholson. Bhumibin Patel. Amy Elizabeth Potts. Zain Sukayan. Soni Samir. Dylan Smith-Sutton. Samantha Tidwell. Michaela Timmons. Miranda Toyne. Lillian Tron. Kendall Weeder. Julie Ann Wilson. Andrew Wong. Dean Steve Agee and Associate Dean Michael Williams will hood candidates for master's degrees from the Minders School of Business. The following graduates are receiving their Master of Business Administration degrees from the Minder School of Business. Jessica Jacqueline McCool. Kendall Beasley. Fernando Browning. Lauren Costelli. Emily Conrad. Matthew Cortez. Samuel Cox. Alicia Driver. Tavia Bickline Jackson. Nita Rachel Joji. Fung Kong. Kendall Lance. Jarius Timothy Lofton. David Martin. Josh Maxwell. Brian Maley. Ben Ortiz. Aaron Lloyd Pomeroy. William Reese. Alicia Robin. Gregory Schumacher. Michael Jean Sears. Robin Tesh. Edward Tesh. Oakland Cole Davis. Kelsey Watson. Laurel Church. Keisha Foster. Hung Trung. The following graduates are receiving their Master of Science in Accounting degrees from the Minders School of Business. Brianna Beasley. Ginger Rochelle Church. Sean Corso. Susan Dissette. Erica Logan Fields. Catherine Glenn. Carrie Goolsby. Jason Hawley. Emily Helt. Carly Howard. Dingwei Shu. Kunyu Wong. Rosine Kabi Nyame. Barry Kelly. Ashley Manus. Daniel McLean. Sydney Hong An Nguyen. Chuan Shea. Mary Ann Thomas. Serafina Tron. Min Jong. Jing Pan. The following graduates are receiving their Master of Science degree in Energy Legal Studies from the Minder School of Business. Chase Acker. Kendra Leigh Bennett. Jennifer Brand. David Broussard. Lori Klein. Amanda Smith. The following graduates are receiving a Master of Science degree in Energy Management from the Minder School of Business. Kimberly Adams. Gregory Britling. Eric Cox. Megan Elizabeth Ebert. Cody Edson. Kale Leon G. Daniel Houston. James Holdridge. Ryan Newport. Keitha Plumley. Anastasia Svek.
It's my hobby. I'm really good at it, yeah.
Kevin Ramsey Ward. Dean Mark Parker and Associate Dean Mark Belsick will hood the candidates for master's degrees from the Wanda L. Bass School of Music. The following graduates are receiving their Master of Music degrees from the Bass School of Music. Chris Benham. Lindsay Boyer. Jorge Calaf. Matthew Campbell. Andrew Carrillo. Zuo Pei Chang. Nick Dickinson. Joshua Dalney. Zach Garsher. Iris Gracia. Alonso Jordan Lopez. Micah Kettner. Kristen Lane. Zachary Lutz. Chelsea Mundaser. Rachel Ryan Nicoles. Aaron T. Phillips. Jia-Hui Wang. Garrett Welch. Sydney Lynn Arundel West. Meng Chie Wu. Tian Yuan Yin. Congratulations to the class of 2019.
We now present the Oklahoma City University Covenant. It is a pleasure to introduce again Alonzo Jordan Lopez, who has been awarded his Master of Music today from the Wanda Bass School of Music. University Marshal Terry Phelps and Alumni Board Vice President Jennifer Seal. They will lead the Covenant responses found on page 36 of your program.
You can find it in your program, page 36, near the back. Faculty, please join with me. Just as parents raise their children to leave them, teachers hope to make their students wise enough that we become superfluous. A true teacher has succeeded when a student lives his or her education. We will have taught you well if you know that intelligence is important, but wisdom is vital. Don't just go and do, go and be men and women of virtue.
Class of 2019, please join me in the response. We have learned much more from you than the syllabus covered because you have taught us by example. We have learned that knowledge is power, but character is enduring. Thank you for not just doing your job, but for being our teachers.
Alumni, please join me in the response. We all once stood where you now stand, thinking mostly about the future. But as alumni, we know that the past is prologue to the future. Don't forget the gift you have been given here. Find a way to give something back to this community that has given so much to you.
We will not forget. As we join the unbroken line of OCU alumni, you can depend on us to think not just about where we're going, but about where we came from. We pledge to honor Oklahoma City University and uphold the United Methodist tradition of academic excellence, spiritual development, and service to others. We are not just OCU graduates, we are now proud OCU alumni.
Please stand for the benediction, led by the Reverend Dr. Robin Thompson Goggs, who has been awarded her Master of Education today from the Petrie College of Arts and Sciences. Then join together in singing the Alma Mater, led by Rachel Ryan Nichols, who has been awarded her Master of Music today from the Wanda Bass School of Music. You will find the words to the Alma Mater on page 37 of your program.
Let us pray. Gracious God, today is a beautiful day of accomplishment. This journey of education has been for us a series of goals and action steps, of trials and errors, of successes and failures. We are so grateful that we have made it to this destination. Thank you for the many individuals who have been supporters, guides, and sages along the way. For the many opportunities each one of these people has afforded us, we give thanks. And now a new journey begins for us, leading us to discover how we take what we have learned and how we have grown, and we apply it to the world around us. God, may you give us patience as we live into a new rhythm of learning. Give us humility to hear the voices of others for wisdom and guidance. Give us confidence to trust that we are living into a story that is bigger than ourselves, and the motivation to uncover our part in that story. As we leave here today, may we be inspired to share, to serve, and to celebrate. Amen.
Please remain seated during the processional.